iPads have been a device that lots of business users have been using to make their everyday lives easier. Although iPads have been able to make phone calls for years now, that really hasn't changed the way that we make or receive calls in a business environment. In creating ZipZap, we set out to unlock the potential of the iPad as an easy-to-use, gesture-based office phone system in an effort to redefine people's relationship with business and retail phone communications. Introducing ZipZap, the world's first cloud-based and gesture-driven multi-user phone system on the iPad that includes both voice calls and SMS messages, all from your business phone number. In this video, we will show you the 16 basic functions of the app by showing you visually how to control calls and SMS messages. Alright, let's get started. First, let's log in and show you the basic layout. To log in, simply tap once on the ZipZap app. At the time of this video, there is no icon yet on the app, so it has a blank white background. Just tap once to run the app. Once launched, it will ask you for your login credentials. I will log in with the login credentials for the demo account and click Login. Once you have logged in, the app will remember your login credentials on all subsequent logins. At the moment, there is no way to log out of the app during the beta. If you need to log out so you can log in as a different user, simply create a support request by clicking the Submit a Request button located at the top of the support site. The ZipZap app will remain running, even if you background the app and go into another. Once logged in, you will be brought to your dashboard with all the call history list showing. There are 4 basic zones that you will be using to perform a dragging operation, located at the top of the screen, the left-hand side of the screen, the right-hand side of the screen, as well as the bottom of the screen. The top of the screen is where all calls and SMS messages that are waiting for an action to be performed will remain, like a call on hold, or an SMS message that is waiting for an action to be performed. The left zone is a drop zone for voice calls where you can drop any call you have to answer it. The right section is an SMS drop zone where you can drop any SMS message to view the conversation and reply. And finally, the bottom zone is a drop zone to transfer calls to other logged in iPads. The top gray bar above the clock is where incoming voice calls and incoming SMS messages are shown, as well as a location to find calls and SMS messages that have been placed on hold. New incoming calls will show up in blue, just like this call that's ringing now. Incoming calls can be ignored and will go to voicemail if not answered. I will ignore this call, so it will go to voicemail on its own. In addition to new calls, you can place calls on hold. When calls are placed on hold, they will show up in red, just like the second call that just now showed up. The call that just showed up in red was placed on hold by another iPad logged in under the same login. As more calls or SMS messages come in and or are placed on hold, they will simply keep showing up as separate calls. The call ringing in blue will now go to voicemail as it is timed out on its own. The second zone I want to mention is the left voice call drop zone, which is located to the left of the history box. This is a drop zone, as in you can take any call you have on hold or any call in an incoming state, drag it, and drop it on the left-hand side to answer that call. I will answer the red call on hold by dragging it onto the left drop zone, thus answering the call that was originally placed on hold by another iPad. Now I have answered the call, and I am speaking to the caller. During the call, I find out the caller's name is Jim, so I will now update my record for this caller while on the phone. By updating the name while on the phone with the caller, this will actually create a contact in the iPad's contacts. Now every time Jim calls back, I will know who is calling. Let's say I want to put this caller back on hold. I can drag it back up to the top gray bar. Now it's back on hold and will show up as such on every iPad logged in under the same login credentials. To answer the call again, simply drag it back down into the same drop zone. It's that easy. To hang up, you can click on the rightmost green button or drag the call off to the left-hand side of the screen. Now I have hung up on the caller. Let's say I'm about to have an important conference call and I need to bring in another coworker to sync notes with before our call. With the left voice call drop zone, you can drag up a user from the footer station at the bottom to call that user, like I just did now. Now I'm speaking with John. After syncing notes with my coworker John, I'm now just waiting for an important caller to call my ZipZap number so we can start the conference call. Here he is now. To create a conference call is easy. I'm going to create a conference call by bringing in the important caller that's currently in the ringing state to create the conference call with all three parties, the important VIP call, myself, and John. I'm already speaking to John in this example, so all I need to do is add the blue important VIP call to my conference. To create a conference call, I simply drag the call in blue and drop it on top of the circle where John is. This will create a conference call. Now let's say that important VIP caller just told me that a third person also needs to be on this conference call and requested that I call them on a separate number to add them to the conference. To add an outgoing call to the conference, simply bring up the dial pad located in the lower right hand corner, dial the number, then click the green call button. Now all four of us are in a conference call. Each call within a conference call has their own independent call controls. More details are available within the conference calling training video. Now let's transfer a call. To transfer any active call, just drag the desired call to a footer station at the bottom. That's it, I just transferred that call. Now give me a moment while I clear up the screen and hang up on all remaining calls. Now let's look at how to send an SMS message to one of your contacts. First, we need to search for the contact I wish to send an SMS message to. In the search box, you can type the full name of the contact you wish to search for. After the first 3 characters, the results will start to show up below. I have now found the contact I wish to communicate with. To send an SMS to this contact, tap once on the picture to bring up their contact card. On the contact card, simply tap the green SMS button next to the phone number you wish to send a message to. Now you are sending them a message. More details are available on how to send and manage SMS messages. They will be available in the ZipZap support site. Now that I've finished sending this message, I will mark the conversation complete by tapping once on the photo or silhouette of the other party to bring up SMS controls. Tap once on the check mark to end this conversation. Something else you might do in ZipZap is listen to voicemails. Any voicemail will be located in both the call history as well as the voicemail and fax section. To access all voicemails, simply tap once on the voicemail section located to the right of the history button in the green portion of the notification bar. Here, there are 2 voicemails listed. The top voicemail left Thursday the 22nd of August and an older voicemail from the 15th of August. I need to get some details from the older voicemail message, so I will play that older message now. To play a voicemail message, tap once on the photo or silhouette of the caller. This will bring up the voicemail playback controls, and playback will start automatically. You can then play the whole message or tap again to pause it. Now that I've listened to that voicemail, I find it important to tag it so I can find it later. By tapping the tag button, I can input a tag for this voicemail that will be searchable in the search box. You can add multiple tags to items anywhere within the app. I want to add a reminder to call this caller back. To do that, simply bring up the controls for this voicemail by tapping once on the name of the caller. This will bring up the additional controls. To add a reminder, simply click the clock icon. This will add a reminder to the reminders section of the app. To view all reminders, simply click on the leftmost button in the green portion of the notification area. This will list all the reminders in the app. As you can see, the reminder I added earlier is listed. Reminders are also added to the Reminders section of iOS if you have iOS 6 or above. So you can view them in the OS or online if you have the reminders synced to another system like iCloud. To mark a reminder as done, you can do it in the Reminders app inside iOS, or you can mark it as complete in the ZipZap app. To mark a reminder as complete in ZipZap, tap once on the name of the reminder. This will bring up secondary controls, including a checkmark that will allow you to mark it as complete. Just tap once on the checkmark, and now the reminder has gone away. Marking a reminder as complete inside ZipZap will also mark it as complete inside iOS and all sync locations. Now, I know I've already shown you how to search for a contact indirectly in the SMS section of this video, but in case you missed it, now let's search for a contact. To find a contact, just tap once on the search icon in the green portion of the notification bar. You can search for all sorts of things: call history, contacts, SMS conversations, voicemails, and tags. To search for whatever contact you want to find, just start typing their name using the built-in keyboard. Once you have found the contact you are looking for, you can tap once on the photo or silhouette of that contact to view their contact card. If you've typed in the wrong characters in the search box, you can erase your search by tapping the X located in the right-hand side of the search box. This will erase the search and remove the search results from your view. Remember that tag I did earlier on that voicemail? Now I'm going to search for the tag I added to that voicemail. I recall that that tag is VIP, so I'm going to start typing in the search box, VIP, to bring up the results tagged with VIP, which there are 2 of them. Since this is a voicemail, I can play the voicemail directly from the search box. Now you know the basics of how to use ZipZap.